Thank you again for joining us. This is Dave from State Listings Inc., and we are talking about growing your business in 2019. Less than 2 weeks into 2019 now. A lot of people make New Year's resolutions. Sometimes those are given up rather quickly than others. We know that the gyms are all packed right now. Hopefully they stay packed and everyone remains on their goals that they've set for themselves. So before we get started, let's just kick things off by saying Happy New Year, and let's hope for an amazing, great, 2019. That's really the best way I can say it. So we've been asking our members and the general public, what is your resolution for the year? So to kick things off, go ahead, open up that questions tab of your GoToWebinar client and let me know what is your resolution. Maybe it's personal or in terms of business and real estate. What is your resolution for the year? So go ahead, pop in on that questions tab of your GoToWebinar client and let me know, what's your resolution for this year? All right, I see lots of different ones. Of course, everyone wants to see their business grow. They want to get more business. They want more listings. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We joked around. We said maybe someone wants to be more healthy, eat healthier, work out more. We joked here at the office, maybe you want to take up knitting. Well, guess what? That is exactly what I did. We've been joking about it here at the office. I actually did this before the new year. I wanted to surprise my wife with a kind of, instead of a store-bought gift, I wanted to make a gift myself. So I actually did this giant blanket that I knitted by hand across the desk. This is actually in our break room in the office here, and I took my lunch breaks and I went and made this giant blanket for her. I should have taken a picture off my phone of her when she opened it. She absolutely loves it. I definitely want to make more of them now. I'm not a professional knitter in any case, but you know what? Let's chalk that up as a win, as a resolution goal made. So again, your resolutions, more business, list more houses, grow the team, build long-term relationships. Well, guess what? We can do all of those things with State Listings Inc. So how can we grow my business? Well, just as you're saying, getting more agents, getting more listings, and of course, expanding your network. All of these things which you're mentioning right now as some of your resolutions for 2019 in terms of your business. So how can you achieve those things? Well, you're going to be able to get more agents and listings by taking more risks. And what do I mean? I mean by hiring part-time agents and new agents and converting those referral agents to just regular agents. So, we see new people getting their licenses almost every single day. People are taking it on as a part-time job. Maybe there's teachers and they're looking for things to supplement income during those summer months, during that long winter break, and just on the weekends. Or maybe it's a stay-at-home dad, a stay-at-home mom looking for something to do on the weekends. Or they said, the kids are finally grown up. They're in school 5 days a week. I don't want to sit at home. What can I do? I'm going to get into real estate. It's a dream I've always had. I want to do real estate. Instead of turning these potential agents away, bring them on into your office. Let them be part of your team. Take the risk on them, because you know what? There's things that we allow you to do with State Listings Inc., New York State MLS, and My State MLS that's going to allow you to let these agents flourish and grow with your company. We can also convert referral agents. We see this time and time again across the entire country. Are brokers that essentially have to have 2 different companies because they've got they're members of an MLS. But what happens is, if an agent doesn't want to be part of that specific MLS, so they don't want to join that realtor board, what has to happen? Well, that broker needs to create a second business. They have to have a referral agency. But in a way, this is restricting those agents from actually doing all of their full potential, because they can't actually take listings on because they're technically quote unquote referral agents. But with My State MLS and New York State MLS, you can take those referral agents and let them join your team and let them actually take on listings and become full-time agents and be able to get those listings for you. So again, by hiring those new agents, those part-time agents, and allowing those referral agents to actually take on listings, that could end up giving you more listings than ever before. So in addition to just getting more agents and more listings, you may want to think about expanding your network. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you're familiar with My State MLS or New York State MLS, you know that we are already beyond what you may be used to with your local MLS. So why not do that yourself? There are hundreds of local MLSs across the state, across the country, but they cater to just your local area. Maybe you're in an area where there's multiple MLSs nearby, but you don't want to join all of those MLSs. Well, you can do that and it still expand your local, beyond your local MLS without having to join, dozens of MLSs. And then you can also keep your relocating customers and do more referral transactions that way by helping customers that may be moving to a different part of the state, maybe even a different part of the country, no matter where they're going in the US, by using your membership to New York State MLS or My State MLS, you're going to really help them relocate. You can still help them find a home. And by doing that, you can then also refer them to an agent, so you can go ahead and help them no matter where they're going. And this is going to be beneficial to you because you're making a connection with another agent somewhere else in the state, somewhere else in the country, and you're still managing to collect some money, make some profit from your customers that are actually leaving your area. So how are we going to achieve all those things? Well, we're going to be able to do it with New York State MLS and My State MLS. For those that are unfamiliar, New York State MLS is the statewide MLS designed specifically for New York State licensed professionals. There is no realtor board or association membership required. If you want to maintain your realtor designation, you can certainly join your local board or any board in the state that you wish. And it complies with the MLS of Choice ruling. What is My State MLS? Well, it's the same exact thing as New York State MLS, but what we've done is we've expanded it beyond the Empire State, and this reaches all 50 states across the country, including the territories, and this is going to allow you to list in any of the states that you're licensed. So if you're a broker and agent licensed in multiple states, again, instead of having to join all of these different MLSs across different states, you can join just one platform, associate your license with one account, and then be able to put listings in for all of those different states in which you're licensed. So we're going back and saying, well, what is MLS of Choice? Again, remember I said you can go ahead, convert those referral agents, convert those part-time agents, those new agents that may not have the startup costs to pay for the local MLS. That's why you made that referral company. Well, with MLS of Choice, it's a new rule from the National Association of Realtors. It went into effect about half a year ago, and it went into effect beginning of July of last year. And what it means is local MLSs can no longer force your entire office to join, giving you and your agents more opportunities. So again, prior to this, the agents, if you took on an agent, what would happen is that agent would have to join the same MLS as you. If they didn't, what would happen? The broker could get fined. The broker could be blocked from logging into the MLS. So could the rest of the agents within that brokerage. But now with MLS of Choice, an individual agent, multiple agents, however many agents want, they can opt out of their local MLS as long as they can prove that they're part of a different MLS system, such as New York State MLS or My State MLS. So this all adheres to the MLS of Choice ruling. So what does this mean? This is going to be great for those part-time agents and those new agents, as well as those referral agents. Again, part-time agents, new agents, after they got their license, they may not realize there is a large startup cost in order to get started in real estate. They may not have thought about the fact that they have to pay for their MLS membership. Unfortunately, in a lot of places, a local MLS membership can be upwards of $1,000 for a year, but they don't have that kind of startup costs. Well, with New York State MLS and My State MLS, we keep our costs incredibly low and incredibly affordable at $35 a month or $320 for a full year. So those part-time agents, those new agents, and those referral agents ready to take on actual listings can get started in doing these listings at a very small cost. So what's it mean? The agents are going to be able to join with MLS of Choice, any MLS, including New York State MLS and My State MLS. And most importantly, there's going to be no cost to the broker for this. With MLS of Choice, the agent can then go ahead, join that MLS, join My State MLS. They don't have to join the local MLS. They're going to be able to keep their costs down. And all of this ties into expanding your network and going beyond your local MLS and helping your relocating customers and doing more referral transactions. But how are we going to do these things? Well, we're going to do this with our nationwide search tools, where again, My State MLS and New York State MLS has some of the most comprehensive tools available to members in this day and age when it comes to real estate. For those that are in areas where they may have to join multiple MLSs, in order to do their day-to-day business, they're having to search multiple databases to do their day-to-day work. With My State MLS, we allow you to have a nationwide search tool called Find, which is going to combine listing data from the different MLSs and listing sources, not only across your state, but across the entire country, which is going to give you the most comprehensive results when looking for properties, whether they're for sale, recently sold if you're doing a CMA, as well as off-market listings if you're looking to do some prospecting. We're also going to give you very comprehensive listing tools, which is going to give you not only nationwide listing syndication, but worldwide syndication as well. We're one of the few MLSs that offer international syndication. We send out to 20 different sites currently in 24 different languages, and we're always looking to add to that list as well. So you may see even more international sites coming in the next few months, as well as we also give you control over your data. And what we mean by that is when you enter a listing into the MLS, we give you the option as to where your listing can syndicate. Now, a lot of local MLSs, when you put a listing in, your options are all or nothing. You can have syndication on, which will go to the sites that they're partnered with, or it'll go nowhere. With My State MLS and New York State MLS, you're going to have full control over your listings and where they go. And we'll go over the different sites for listing syndication in just a little bit. So who's going to be able to use New York State MLS and My State MLS? Well, the answer is everyone. That's going to be your agents, your part-time agents, the brand new agents, the referral agents that want to start taking on listings. This is great for brokers and agents without current MLS coverage. Yes, there's hundreds of MLSs across the country, but there's still pocket areas throughout the nation where there is no local MLS coverage. We've talked, and we're currently working with brokerages in various towns across the country where the closest MLS was 100 miles away, 1 hour away, and they just didn't see the benefit of joining an MLS that was too far away from them, that just wasn't giving them what they needed, especially at the cost that they were paying. So that's who can use My State MLS and New York State MLS. Again, those brokers looking to grow their business, this is going to be a great opportunity for them as well, because again, by being part of My State MLS or New York State MLS, you're opening the doors for your agents to go ahead and join as well. So you're going to be able to take on those new agents and give them an option. You can take on new licensees and say, all right, here are your options. You can pay for the local MLS. It's $1,000 to get started. Or you can join My State MLS. It's $35 a month, and you can get your feet wet. You can start your journey in real estate. And then lastly, it's going to be for brokers wanting an edge. as New York State MLS and My State MLS, we're not telling you to leave your local MLS. We've seen a lot of brokers use us in conjunction to their MLS that they're currently using. And why do they do that? Well, they want to have an edge up on their competition. We all know that when you go to a listing appointment, you may not be the only agent or broker that homeowner is meeting with. They may have met with someone yesterday. They could have had someone just leave their house before you pulled up in the driveway. So what you need to do as a salesperson, as a broker, as an agent, you need to sell yourself and let this homeowner know what's going to set you apart from your competition. So one of the best ways to do that is going to be using your My State MLS or your New York State MLS membership. So you can go into that listing appointment and you can let that homeowner know, yes, I'm going to put your listing into the local MLS, just like the other agents that you may have met with. But I'm going to do one more than that. I'm going to do one better. I'm going to also put you in a nationwide system that's going to be seen by thousands and thousands of brokers and licensed professionals across the country. Not only am I going to do that, I'm also going to do international syndication for you. I'm going to get your listing seen in countries throughout Europe and Asia. And I'm going to let you really be able to see how that works. So all of that can be done with New York State MLS and My State MLS. So let's go ahead and let's log into the system. So for those that are not familiar, again, our website is mystatemls.com for our nationwide platform, or nystatemls.com for our licensees in New York. The sites look different, or excuse me, once you log in, you'll notice that the sites look very similar. That's because essentially they are exactly the same once you get in on the back end. They share the same database. So that means our New York State MLS members, they're going to be able to search nationwide and see those listings from the other members within My State MLS. And My State MLS members are also going to be able to see those listings here in New York. Why is that perfect? Because here in New York, brokers represent a lot of buyers that may be looking to move south, get a second home in Florida and the snowbird states. So having that additional benefit to you and your sellers and your clients, again, could be a benefit to you. As I mentioned before, membership to My State MLS is $35 a month, or $320 for the full year. With monthly billing, it essentially is pay-as-you-go, similar to a Netflix subscription. Your account renews each month automatically. You can cancel at any time. There's no long-term commitments. It's just essentially pay-as-you-go. With yearly billing, you're going to save $100 over the monthly price by committing to that full year. For the brokers and agents that are with us today that may be considering office pricing, we also offer that as well. I'll leave my contact information at the end of this presentation so you can reach out to me directly. The way our office pricing works is we kind of use a sliding scale. So based on the size of your firm, we're able to adjust a discounted rate for you and your team that will give every agent in your company their own individual logins, and the office will then pay that discounted bundled rate. What's great about office pricing is as you continue to grow your business here in 2019, we'll also be able to adjust that pricing as well. So as you grow your business, the greater the discount to you and your team. So I'm logged in now. Once you log into your New York State MLS or your My State MLS account, you're going to be greeted with your profile wall. And that's what we're looking at here. And as you go through, you're going to see that I've got all these different widgets. And what's really cool is it's a fully customizable dashboard here as to how you want your system to look. Now, taking a look at what we've got here, on my left-hand side, I've got quick search, which is going to allow me to quickly search the listings within the database. I've got my listings, which are the listings that I've put into the MLS. And below that are my company listings. These are going to be the listings put in by the rest of my team and colleagues from my office. While each individual agent has their own account, they're all tied in on the back end to the same company. So agents will be able to see all of the company listings as they're put in by the other agents. In the middle column, I've got saved carts and my CMAs. Saved carts are just like they would be if you were shopping on Target's website or on Amazon.com. As you shop and you see products that you like, you put them into a cart. The same thing works here. As you search for properties within the MLS, you can put those properties into the cart. Instead of checking out and buying those houses, what we can do is we can then convert that cart into a CMA. So if we're trying to look up comps for a listing that we may be selling for a client, we can do that. We can also take that cart and then email it to a customer. So let's say they were looking for, a home. We could do the search, put the listings into a cart, and then send it off to them. To our right-hand side, I'm going to open up what we've got here. We've got messages. So this is my inbox of messages that may come into me, either from other members of the MLS or members of the public that come across my listing, because each listing that you put into the MLS, there's a few different ways to be contacted through there. Members can ask questions directly about the property. They can also go ahead and schedule showings directly within the MLS as well. Below that, we have company docs. This is a private section, private to each individual firm within the MLS. So if you're a broker and you set up an office account, what you can do is you can upload company-specific docs to this widget. So if you've got listing forms, different kinds of marketing material, any other press releases that you want your agents to be able to print up on demand when they're getting ready to go to a listing appointment, you can keep those there so they can go ahead, click on it, and that'll open up the benefits or whatever forms you decide to upload to that field. Below that, I've got a mortgage calculator. I don't use it all that often, so I can always go ahead, just minimize it there. And I can minimize any of these widgets. And as I showed you before, I can also drag them over, move them in any which way I'd like. So bring this here, that over there. Perfect. So adding a listing to the MLS is incredibly simple. I won't go through the entire process, but what I'll do is I'll just quickly pull up a sample listing. And what we've done is, instead of having one long listing sheet to enter your listings, we've created a listing wizard. One thing that sets My State MLS and New York State MLS apart from other local MLSs is the fact that we designed our system here in-house, right here in our offices. And why is that so great? Well, it allows us to make changes to the MLS as we see fit. We're always listening to our members and even general members of the public on how we can make the experience of using the MLS a little bit easier, a little bit better. And allows us to make those changes. So if there's ever something that you think would be a great addition or benefit to the MLS, by all means, let us know. We are always open to changing things and making things easier and better for our members. So what you'll see is, instead of one long listing form, we actually break things down into about 8 different steps. And what's cool about our system is not only do we break the listing wizard down into these smaller bite-sized chunks, but it actually transforms itself depending on what kind of listing we are putting into the system. So if I was doing a commercial listing or vacant land, it would transform itself. It wouldn't ask for the number of bedrooms or bathrooms because I'm doing a land listing. It's not going to ask me about bedrooms and baths if I'm doing a commercial building, but if I'm doing a multi-unit building, it's going to allow me to go through and put in the different aspects of each individual unit within this multi-unit building. So earlier I mentioned that we give our members full control over their listing syndication. And you'll see right here is our list of listings of websites that we currently syndicate to. We do direct syndication to the top 5 sites here in the nation. And that's Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, Homes and Home Finder. We also do list hub syndication, which goes out to about another 7 dozen sites. We also do Nextdoor.com for rentals. or excuse me, apartments.com for rentals. We also do nextdoor.com. We also do our international syndication. Like I said, up to 20 different sites nationwide, which includes Jawai, which is that #1 search site in China. So when you put in a listing, you get full control over which sites you want to send your listing to. You can select all of them. You can select none of them. Say you are friends with Rupert Murdoch and you guys got in a fight. There's been a falling out. You don't want to send to Realtor.com because of that fight. No problem. Do not select Realtor.com. But you know what? Your New Year's resolution was to not let things bother you too much. So you're going to say, all right, you know what? I'm going to look past that fight I had with Mr. Murdoch. I'm going to go to send to Realtor.com. So you can select anything that you want when it comes to your listing syndication. In addition to our listing syndication, we also provide different features on these different sites. On sites like Zillow and Trulia, you'll appear at the top of your own listings every single time with your name, picture, and phone number. So as potential buyers are doing their own home searches on those sites, if they come across your property, they're going to see you clearly marked as that listing agent with your contact information, your picture, and your name. On sites like Homes and Home Finder, we do a little bit better than that. Not only will you be prominently displayed on the listing as the listing agent, but every single time that the potential buyer clicks on that contact form saying, I want more information about this property, the copy of that lead is getting sent directly to you every single time. So again, here at State Listings Inc., we've always kind of believed your listing, your lead, because we want our members to benefit and flourish as much as possible. In addition to that, we also allow you to put your contact information on your property description on the compatible sites. So as a buyer is doing their search, they come across your listing, they're going to read that property description and they'll see, for more information, contact me at this phone number, at this email. And I'll show you exactly where that works and how that works as we go through this process. So again, I'm just quickly going through the listing process. As I mentioned before, we break it down into several smaller steps, and everything can be modified and changed at any time. Nothing is set in stone. You can always make these changes and update the listing as however you please. So here we are at our property and our marketing description. We've got 3 different sections here. We've got our marketing headline, which is just like it sounds. It's just a couple words to grab the attention of members and potential buyers. Below that is going to be your unbranded marketing text. This is your traditional marketing blurb that you type up regarding the property. You're going to describe the property. You're going to explain what's going on inside the house. But below that, this is the benefit that you're not going to get anywhere else. This is the branded postfix. Here's where you're going to be able to go in and say, for more information, call Dave at 888-769-7657 or email dave@nystatemls.com. When I do that, that extra field that I typed in is going to be attached to my property description on the compatible sites that take that field. After that, I've got private remarks to other members of the MLS. This is where I would disclose that maybe I'm cousins to the property owner. Maybe it's my house. Any specific notes that you want to leave to other members of the MLS, you'd put that there. Below that, we've got virtual tour links and the YouTube link. I'll show you exactly how those work in just a moment. Got our tax information, and we make it very easy to upload photos to a listing. All you do is you click Add More Photos, and you can drag and drop all of your photos. And not only do we make it very easy, that's really all it is. It's just easy. Instead of having to do one listing at a time, we allow you to upload all of your photos at one time, and makes it very easy. So once you've uploaded all of your photos, you can then go through, reorder them in any order that you wish. You can even add your captions as well. After that, my listing's pretty much good to go. You'll see I've got a full screen slideshow which again, so if you get those professional photos made and taken, having these full screen photos is really going to put your picture or your property in the best light imaginable, because you're really going to have these nice full screen slideshows available to members of the public. Below that, you're going to see I've got my virtual tour and the video tour. Again, we have two different fields because they work differently. If you don't have a virtual tour for a specific listing, by all means, don't let that field go unused. If you've got the listing marked on your company website, or if you just want to link to your company website, go ahead and put that into the virtual tour, because what that's going to do is that's going to redirect you to a different page. Whereas the YouTube link, that's going to remain right there within the listing. So you're going to be able to go ahead and pull up that listing, or excuse me, pull up that video right from the listing. You're not being redirected anywhere. So we've got the full agent listing. You can see my property description. It's got my contact information right on there as well. And we make it very easy to add open houses as well. We just select our date, our start time, our end time. We click schedule open house, and that's it. This open house is scheduled, and then this open house would also be syndicated out to the third-party sites to be displayed to the members of the public, members that have the app on their phone and have alerts set. They'll be alerted that there's an open house nearby, and all with just a couple clicks of the mouse. So again, by using your MLS membership to expand your business, by being able to give yourself an edge over your competition, you're going to be able to join a nationwide system. But how else can we expand our network? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to load up Find. Now, Find is that nationwide search tool that I mentioned earlier. What this is going to do is this is going to give you the most comprehensive search for properties that you can get anywhere. What this does is this takes listing data from different MLSs across the entire country and puts them all in one search for you. And right off the bat, you're going to see there's over 106 million properties within this database. And what it does is it's showing us listings of all various types. We've got for sale, for rent, recently sold, and even off market. What we're going to do is I'm here in New York, so I'm going to stick with New York, and you'll see that there's just under 5 million properties. And if we were to go to for sale, we'll see there's 92,000 properties for sale across all of New York. Now, what I want to show you now is going to really show you the benefit of using an MLS like My State MLS or New York State MLS. As I mentioned before, there are brokers in situations where they have to join multiple MLSs just to do their day-to-day business. Or there's those that want to expand their business. Well, they can do that with New York State MLS. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a county here in upstate New York called Columbia County. It's just across the river from Albany. And we're going to see that right now there are 1,200 properties for sale in Columbia County. Now, Columbia County has its own MLS. But, as I mentioned before, Columbia County is also right across the river from Albany, the state capital. Albany County also has its own MLS. So, I'm in Columbia County. There's 1,200 properties for sale here. Do I think all of the listings, all 1,200 of these listings are in the Columbia County MLS? Well, let's see. I'm going to cover here on Columbia County. No, there's not. Only 900, just under 1,000 listings in Columbia County are actually in the Columbia County MLS. So that means I'm missing out on, let's see, 200, almost 300 listings. 300 listings I'm missing from being part of my local MLS in Columbia County. There's 300 listings that I'm missing. That's a lot of listings to be missing out on when you're doing comparables for a client looking to sell their house. 300 listings is a lot of listings to be missing out on when you're trying to find the perfect home for your customer. 300 listings is a lot of listings, period. So why are you missing? Why are you not seeing these listings? Well, you're not expanding your reach. You're not expanding your business. With My State MLS and New York State MLS, we're about expanding. And this right here is just living proof, the actual proof that if you were just part of one local MLS, searching in your own county where your local MLS is, you're missing out on hundreds of listings. That's a lot of listings to be missing out on. So I always like to show this example as to how joining My State MLS and New York State MLS can really help you expand your business. Because if you're pigeonholed into just one MLS, you're probably missing out on at least one listing. Not only that, Find is also going to allow us to look up listings that were recently sold. And what's great about this is not every property is sold on an MLS. There are, private handshake deals that happen off an MLS quite often. And how are we going to find these listings? Well, not only does Find take listings from MLSs, but it's also searching the public records. So it's going to be able to find properties that were sold private handshake deals, but were registered through the tax records and with the county clerk. So these public record information will also be populated in here. So you'll see, I'm just going to open up a listing. This listing, of course, was sold on an MLS, but of course here we can see public record information. So here's where we can see tax values. We can see who the seller was. Looks like this was a bank-owned property, but now it's owned by a Mr. Joseph Boccia. So a lot of cool features within this tool that you may not have had access to before. But another great way to expand your business and be keeping in line with Find here is doing property searches for your customers that are relocating. All right, so I'm listing a property for my sellers. That's great. They're selling their house through me, but they're not going to buy a house through me because they're moving to Florida. Okay, well, where in Florida are you guys moving? Why don't you come over, come to my office, and we'll do a search. So I don't want to do that. We're just going to go here. So again, with your My State MLS, your New York State MLS membership, we can then go ahead and do a search for my client. So I'll say, come down to my office, we'll do a search together, and we'll see what we can find for you. Okay, sure. So they're looking for a house in Palm Beach, and what we're going to do is they want at least 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and let's go between $500,000 and $750,000. Well, there's 3 properties right off the bat. So what we can do is if they're right here in my office, we can go through. We can look at the property with them through the photos. This looks cool. It's right on the water. But you know what? They really like the interior of this place. So what can we do? Well, again, I'm not licensed in Florida, so I can't really sell them the house. But what I can do is I can refer them to the listing agent. So if I pull up the listing here, I can scroll down. You're going to see I'm going to have the full agent information here. And I can see Manuel is the listing agent. I've got his email, but I also got his cell phone number here as well. So I could give him a call and say, hey, my name's Dave. I'm licensed here up in New York. I've got some clients that are moving down to Florida. We saw your house online, your listing on Ocean Boulevard that you've got up for sale. They're very interested in it. I'd love to work out a referral agreement. If they can buy this house from you, that'd be great. Or if you want, you can help them find a different house that fits their needs. It would be greatly appreciated. Of course, he's not going to say no to a potential customer, so he's going to say absolutely. So what I can do is I can go back to my State MLS account, and I can print this up. This is an agent referral form. Now, this is something that if you want to expand your business and grow in 2019, use this as often as you possibly can. Don't turn away customers anymore. Maybe you're too busy and you don't have enough time to cater to a specific customer, or maybe they're moving and they want to relocate in an area that you don't really service. Okay, well, I can't help you directly, but what I can do is I can refer you to someone that can help. So what we can do is we can fill out this referral form. I'm going to then send this over to Manuel. I can say, hey, I've got your email as I've got your Element email. Is that correct? He'll say, yep, that's fine. I'll send it over to him. He'll sign it, send it back to me. We now have an agreement for him to send me a referral fee once he sells or helps my clients that I'm referring him buy a home. What we can even do is I can even click on Manuel's name. I can close out my criteria here. He may not be. And now what we can do is we can actually see what other listings he's had. So here's one that actually sold. We can see that he may have sold it, which is great because now we can get history and kind of get to know what kind of listings he's had a hand in. So again, expanding your business can all be done with just one simple membership to My State MLS or NewYorkStateMLS.com. Like I said, our membership incredibly affordable, and it's worth all of the risk. Even if you get one extra listing because you joined My State MLS or New York State MLS, if you sell that one home or you close one extra deal by joining this MLS and using the tools that we offer, that one commission will easily pay for your membership, not just for 1 year, not just for 2 years. One commission could pay for several years of membership. It's $35 a month. There's no long-term commitment or cancellation fees. You can cancel at any time. With yearly billing, you save $100 over that monthly price by committing to that full year. Or you can sign up for office pricing, and that will give all of the agents in your company their own individual accounts. If you have any questions at all, you can email us at info@nystatemls.com or info@mystatemls.com. You can also give us a call at 888-769-7657. And of course, if you're interested in that office pricing, by all means, contact me directly. My email is dave@nystatemls.com or dave@mystatemls.com. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have, even if it's not about office pricing. You just have a follow-up question that you want to send me directly. By all means, give me a call, send me an email. I'd be happy to help you. I'm going to sign off for now, but what we're going to do is we're going to leave the questions tab open in the GoToWebinar client. So if you have more questions, by all means, ask them there, or go ahead and give me a call or send me an email. I hope to talk to you very soon. And here is to a wonderful 2019. Happy New Year. Let's go out and get them. All right. Have a great day.